Hi, I'm Chris Heidi, and I am here to talk to you about my ecosystem and how I fit into it. So, I've been in recovery 10 years now, and ecosystem to me is how I physically fit into my community. And in active addiction, there's this idea that when you're addicted, you take and you take and you take because you're just trying to get your basic needs met in a maladaptive way. And so, when I first got sober, I had to learn how to take care of myself. I had to rely on a community to help me until I could learn to contribute to others. And that was a process of growing and learning to be of service and learning to develop self-love and self-compassion in a way that I could positively impact those around me. But I had to build myself before I could do that. So presently, I'm an active member of my sober community. I've helped start AA meetings. I have helped people get into sober housing. I've been working as a clinician, and I'm a big believer in advocacy. That is why I started Chosen Magazine with my sister, because so many communities, the LGBTQ plus community, which I'm a part of, minority communities of all kinds, they just don't have a voice. And so my sister and I decided to start this magazine to give rise to those voices, and we've covered so many topics. It's something that we both passionately believe in, and I've been so fortunate to publish articles of people sharing their vulnerable, authentic truth, from sexual assault to mental health issues to addiction to the Me Too movement. I believe in authenticity and vulnerability, and if I have a platform, I believe it's my duty to allow others to use their voice and share their stories. And so going into completing my graduate program and becoming a fully licensed clinician, I want to continue to advocate. I plan to specialize in trauma because my LGBTQ plus family, we are so deeply impacted by mental health issues, legal issues, discrimination, and trauma. And so it's really important to me, as somebody that does have some privilege, to again help support my community, but also recognize that I have been deeply impacted by discrimination and trauma, and hate. And because of my own healing process, I believe I can help heal others. And so that's what an ecosystem is. It's community and how we lift each other up and build our voices. So the reason I'm talking about being sober is because sobriety is a huge part of my journey. I'm alive, I'm thriving, I'm part of a community because I was sober, because I am sober, because I have almost a decade of it. And my relationship with communities has evolved over time. I was a big part of the 12-step community for probably the first 8 or 9 years of my recovery, and I'm so grateful to have been a part of that. But I do believe that my impact was greater than what I could do in AA. And so I really believe in diversifying and balancing who I am. And so that means being more involved in the LGBTQ plus community, that be more involved in other aspects of mental health that I find to be very fascinating and important, and that I have lived experience with, whether that be personality disorders, mood disorders, OCD, trauma. It's very important to me to be involved in those communities as well. And I'm also especially interested in being part of the community that supports breaking stigma around HIV. As I mentioned in some of my other essays, I grew up around HIV. We lost a dear family member to HIV. My uncle has HIV, and I was engaged to somebody with HIV. And I feel like that's given me a unique perspective. I haven't grown up buying into the stigma around it, right? And so because of these lived experiences, I feel like I need to speak up and advocate. I see discrimination, bias, and just a lack of information even with my own communities. And so I choose to use what I know and what I've gained from listening to others to help break that stigma. That is my main goal in any community I'm a part of, is to advocate and to break stigma. Stigma is the thing that holds us down. Labels strip people of their identity, and I want people, myself included, to be seen as balanced human beings that have many facets, whether that's you're gay and you have mental health issues and you have addiction issues, you're a person of color. All these beautiful things make up your identity, make up my identity, And that's what I wanted to acknowledge and honor no matter what community I'm a part of.